Okay, so you've worked out that you want to create a membership site and you've got a bit of an idea of what it is you're going to create, but how do you create it? So that's what we're going to do in this video. The first time you come into your Thrive Apprentice setup, you go through a wizard. So if we come down here to the Thrive dashboard, we see that here's all the different elements that are in Thrive, and we're going to go into Thrive Apprentice. And so here you go. It talks about doing a setup. It's pretty straightforward, so we'll just go get started. And we're going to create a course listings page. So this is where every course that you have will ultimately end up. You can add these later on, but to start with, we just need to create a new page, and so we can simply just call it courses. We say add the page, set your course listing page, which we've got. It's there, and then we say continue. So name your new design. You can add and customize as many designs as you want. Each design contains an active course homepage, the overview, a module, a lesson, and restricted access templates. Only one design can be active on your website. Okay, so what we'll call this in this particular setup is we'll call this course design, and we'll say create the new design. And you can call that anything you want, of course, and maybe in having watched this video you'll get an idea of maybe how exactly you want to set things up. So what we have here now is almost exactly the same setup as you have for Thrive Theme Builder. And this is again one of the great things about Thrive is that there's so much commonality across all the different plugins and the theme process itself. Once you start to know one, you know everything else. So this, you've got two choices here. You can go and get started with the wizard, or you can come through and work your way through the left hand side and create everything that way. Once you've created, irrespective of which way you go, you can come back and run the wizard again. You can come back and change these things again. So we'll just go through the wizard because I mean that's what it's there for. And we're saying, look, we need to upload a logo. So I'm just going to grab a logo here. All my images at the bottom. I've got a logo. There we go. Got the affiliate bits one there. We'll put this logo in as a logo, choose and continue. Now, of course, for this course, you could put any type of logo you like. What's going to be the main color of your school? So we're looking at the overall coloring around the the school, your university, if you want to call it that. I'm just going to stick with that color. We can come back and change that. We now choose what type of header we're going to have. Now, this you'll see here, you'll get these quick tips will pop up every now and again. Once you've read them once, you can just click on the don't show this again. But essentially all it's saying is that you've got the option to choose different types of menu headers. As you can see, this is one. We click down on here and we've got all these different styles that we can use that are already made up. And then once you've got these headers created, just like in Thrive, you can go in and you can change those headers. Once you change it in one location, it changes it right across your whole school. So that's really, really handy. I might go with, so So that's the one we've got here at the moment, where there's a logo on the left and then the menu items on the right. I don't think I really want to have any social ones in there. We could have a centered base logo if we want. No, I just think I'll stick with this one. This looks okay. Again, we'll say don't show this again. We choose this and we continue. Again, you can come back and change all this later, so there's no real need to get tied up into all this now. And you can go into the global elements section and change those look and feels of the headers and the footers. So now we've got the same deal. We're choosing a footer. Where is the footer? Down here. Let's come up with just a normal one. So I'll go and choose. I tend to like these type of footers for websites, but for the course itself, because I'm not going to use necessarily too many social elements on this particular one, we might stick with this one, and you can see it automatically puts my logo down there. So choose and continue. Now we're going to choose the school's home page. What page is going to show when someone comes into your school? This is not such a bad design. You've got, again, any number of different designs you can choose from. Another thing I love about Thrive all over is there's so many preset designs, both on pages, on blocks, on elements, and all those other things. You can really make these sites just so beautiful. And of course you've got your coloring, which works in. If I put this one in here, for example, let's just choose this as the home page. I can change this later. What else have we got actually? Yeah, I'll use this one. Oh, silly thing. Pinterest. And you see the blue has come in because that was the theme color we used. So it automatically changes all your colors across for the theme that you're using. I like these roundels here. I think they look great when they slide in and out as your course goes. So yep, so that's going to be my page. You can see things are starting to build up here, starting to look good. I choose and continue. This will be the course overview page. So when someone clicks on one of those courses, one of those courses that you've created, this is how the overview will look. Again, you have got any number of different styles that you can choose from. So that's that one. You've got the inside, you've got the dark out border side, you've got this structure side. I think I'll go with this one because this looks like a similar style to this, but it has the rounded top. So we'll choose this one. You can see there's a squared top here. And now we go into the rounded top, so I like that one. Excuse the time it's taking when you record. It always seems to take more time than if you're doing it in real life. So here we go, we'll continue on with that. There'll be no menus set up at this particular stage. It's something you'll go through and do later. I could choose a WordPress menu that I've already got for both header and footer if I want, or I could continue without choosing a menu. So just like in any WordPress site, you create your menus. This primary menu here, that's the menu for my actual website. So I haven't created a menu for my courses, which I'll do later. So I'll just say continue without choosing a menu. And now what we're going to look at is as if we're in the course itself. So someone's come to your home page, they've clicked on a course, we've seen what that course page would look like. They've now clicked on a module within that course, and so we want to set up the design for how the module will look. So here's the default one that comes up, and you've got the sidebar here. We can look at any others. I'll probably go with this style because that's the general theme I'm using. And as you can see, it's just working through this so quickly. You can see how fast you can set things up here. It's absolutely incredible. All preset. The fonts, you will come to a point where you can change all the fonts and do all that in one spot if you want. So we move on to the next section, which is the navigation sidebar. So this will be coming up here. Intro and proof, as it's picked up here. What have we got? Different sidebars. I didn't scroll down the page actually on those other ones, so could have got even more. Look, I don't like the dark. I think I'll just stick with what's here for now. I think that's easy to read. So now we've done the school, the home page, the course, a module, and now we're looking at a lesson. What does a lesson look like when someone is inside it? So light, elegant, standard lesson. This is what the lesson's looking like. That's actually just, you know, the bare bones. You would have lots more information inside this lesson as you build it out, but I'll go and have a look. Probably go for this style again. What else was there? There's a wave style. So I didn't look at these before. There's a bit more of a curved style there. There's one with a curve on the bottom. I could go with that, or do I want to stick with that and the bottom there? I might go for the coloured wave one just to add a little bit extra into the bottom of the lesson. You can see how that looks with the little wave at the bottom, and then I can, you know, put the ready to learn next lesson, or I could even put something else in there. Once you've got your site created, you can add to that in any way like you would a normal web page. Again, another beautiful thing about Thrive is that when you're working in one system, you're effectively working using all the benefits of the system. So it doesn't matter. I can add extra text, I can add images, I can do whatever I want on this little section. So what are we up to now? Choosing continue is, so this will go through the same things. We've just done a text lesson. Now if we're going to have video, this would be how the video lesson one would work, and then we'll look at an audio lesson one, and whether you use those in your course is irrelevant. It's just that you're building the template for it. So I'll go and probably choose the same ones. I'll go use the coloured wave. Seeing it was the same all through. Go and do the audio lesson. You can see down the bottom here it says restart the wizard, so you could restart that. Even when you finish and you go restart, you can just jump through each section, or alternatively you just simply come and click on any one of the sections that you want to update. So maybe you didn't like what homepage you had, just once you finished you just go back and change the homepage, or even now I could click on there and go back and change the homepage. We'll go and choose our audio lesson, and we'll use the wave one. What else was there? Some nice header ones. I've got the coloured wave one, so, or do I want something a little bit different? No, we'll use the coloured wave one. We'll stick with our design all the way through. And as I said, this is creating an overall thematic design. When we go and we start creating new courses, it will take on those design elements. We can change them if we want. So if we want our courses to look different for whatever reason, we go into the courses and we can change the design elements. But this will create the theme around everything that we create in the future. And that, of course, that just saves you time. And there's nothing that gives you more advantage than being able to create something very, very quickly. So this process here is what happens. So now we are finished. Bang, there's our site. We go to the dashboard. We can go back to the wizard if we want. We can go into the template editor. So all those things that we just created, the cover pages, the course pages, the video template, we can go in and we can start to change all those if we want, add our own little bits and pieces to them, and so forth. And here we can change the typography. Now what if we go in here and we change these elements here, I'm not going to do that right now, but if we go and change these elements here, it will change it right across the entire course. So whatever that font is there, it's probably, I don't know, Montserrat or something like that. I can say, no, I don't want all my heading ones to be Montserrat. I want them to be Times New Roman. If I change that, it'll change right across the board, and any new thing I create will come up as a heading 1 of Times New Roman. But we won't change that now. We're simply at that point now where we can go and add courses in, add products in, which we can here. But what we'll do now is we'll just preview this to see what we're currently looking at. As you can see, my URL up here is now called Courses, because that's what I called the school, was Courses. That doesn't have to be my menu item, of course. I could put that in my menu as, you know, Aaron's Academy or something like that. And in the first instance, because we have no courses currently created, this is what people are going to see. So that little thing slide in there, which is great. There's no navigation menu in here yet because we haven't created one, or a button, or any of those types of things. So what we have here is the basis and start of everything else that we build from now on. So when I go and build a course, it's going to pop up in here. Here is my home page. I might go in and change the template and say, I want that to be a little bit wider. You know, that looks a bit shallow to me. Maybe I want to just bring it down a little bit. But we'll do all that sort of stuff later. But there you go. That's how you set up the initial wizard for your future course, school, academy, whatever you want to call it. I hope you enjoyed this video and look forward to some more later on. See you later. Hey, and don't forget to click the like button, hit the subscribe button, and press that bell notification too, so you can tell YouTube that you want to see more of this sort of video. Thanks.